Hello. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, good.
Doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Fine. Uh, does anybody have a problem with connection?
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Um, Salam. What do you mean by action of vocal cords? Salam. Salam, are you there? Okay. Nada Nadal. Nada Nadal.
نعم.
Yeah. Can you tell us briefly what is meant by action of vocal cords? Okay, Dania, Zaid. Dania,
نعم
Zaid,
دكتور. نعم.
Dania. What do you mean by
دكتور.
action of vocal cords?
action vocal cord شو هي؟
Yeah, what does that mean?
vocal اللي هي دكتور
How many
الفالس
vocal cords? How many vocal cords do we have?
12
No, vocal cords, not vowels. How many vocal cords?
2
They
Two
have
vocal
two.
cords. Okay.
Yes.
plus vibration voiced.
Yeah, okay. So voiced means that the sound is accompanied by vibration of the two vocal cords. And voiceless means that there is no vibration. Now, the Arabic terms for voiced and voiceless is majhur and mahmous. So there are voice sounds يعني أصوات جهر أو مجهورة and voiceless sounds أصوات همس. Hams means that they are not accompanied.
vibration.
Yeah, yeah, okay, right, okay. Uh, Now, how many vowels are there in English?
5.
Vowel sounds.
24.
44, 44,
Vowel
44.
sounds.
44,
20.
44 what? Vowel sounds?
12.
12 vowel sounds.
12,
There are 12
It's
vowel
12
sounds.
vowels
How many
in
consonant
English.
sounds?
21. 24.
Consonant sounds.
21.
24.
21.
24.
Yes, 24.
We have 24. How many nasal sounds?
12.
3.
How many
3.
nasal sounds? Who
12,
said
Doctor.
three? Yeah,
No,
three.
3.
You're right. Yes. Is that Lena? Or
Yes, Doctor.
yeah, that's it. Three nasal sounds. Three nasal consonant sounds. Yeah. Okay. How would you define Lena? How would you define phonetics? What is phonetics?
Phonetics
The
studies.
study of
مي دكتور؟
Yeah, Lena.
ما هو اثنين في لينا.
Lena Amnabi, is it?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay.
Phonetics is the studies the characteristics of a human speech sound. It
Okay.
provides information about three criteria: classification,
Okay.
and description and transcription.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So phonetics then deals with the characteristics of speech sounds used by human beings. It deals with human speech sounds, not with animal communication system. Yeah. Now, what do you mean by classification, Shireen and Najjar? Shireen. Shireen, can you explain what's meant by classification? How are sounds classified? How many types of sounds are there?
Doctor, can I?
Yeah, Salam.
Consonant and vowels.
We have consonants and vowels.
Yes.
We
25
have
small
voiced and
consonants.
voiceless. We have oral sounds and nasal sounds.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have consonant sounds and vowel
25 small.
sounds. That's one classification. We have oral sounds and nasal sounds, and we have voiced and voiceless
Voice.
sounds. Okay. Now, what is a bilabial sound?
Can I?
May I, Doctor?
Doctor?
Sorry, who's that?
Hello,
May I,
Noor.
Doctor?
can I, doctor?
Yeah.
Can I?
Noor, yes. Yeah,
Okay,
Noor,
Bella.
go ahead.
Okay. Bilabial sound is the sound that is produced by using the upper lip and the lower lip, like ba, ba.
Okay, so we have the two lips are involved. The two
Yeah.
lips are involved in the production of a
This.
bilabial sound. Ibrahim,
Ah, doctor.
Ibrahim. Now, when the lower lip and upper front teeth are used, What is the place of articulation called? What do you call the
Lapiodental.
labio
Lapiodental.
labiodental? Okay, fine. Okay, can you give an example?
Wi-Fi.
Right, good. So we have v and f sounds. Okay, right. Soba Ayman, is it? Soba Ayman? Soba. Are you there, Soba? I can see your name. Yeah. Uh, well, let's have. Is this Ala? Let's have Ala.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Ala. Um, Now, when we have the back of tongue against the soft palate, what do you call the sound, the place of articulation?
Invader.
Back of the tongue against the soft palate.
Doctor, can I?
My doctor.
Can I?
Um,
Can I, doctor?
My doctor.
yeah, who's that? Aya. Aya
V.
Nadal.
Vilar.
Aya Nadal.
Yes, doctor. Vilar.
Again,
Vilar.
Vila. Very good. Yeah. What
I
sound?
say, doctor.
How many velas are there?
Three
Three.
sound.
Two sounds?
Ka. No,
Three.
three. Ka and
Three
ga
sounds.
and
Doctor.
ing.
Three sounds, which are
Ka
Cam.
ka,
and
Ga
ing.
ka sound, ka
Mm.
sound,
ga
and
and
ing sound.
yes.
Okay, right. Uh, what is meant by fricative sounds? Fricative sounds.
P
Yeah,
T
what do you mean by
T
a fricative? Soha. Soha بالمهندس.
الفريكاتيف دكتور اللي هي الكومبين stopping of the airflow.
You mean complete closure or partial closure?
Partial.
Now, when we have complete closure, that produces a stop.
Yeah.
Complete. When the air stream is completely obstructed, we call the manner of articulation stop, like b, p, d, n. All these are stops because the two vocal organs touch each other, and as such, they prevent the release of any air stream. So the obstruction is complete. So we call this stop. What's a fricative?
Partial
Can I
closure.
touch?
It's partial
Can I,
closure.
doctor?
دكتور
So you're allowed to try.
Yes,
دكتور
دكتور.
Dania, Zaid.
أنا هلا بحكيها. It is the commitment of brief stopping of the air's white obstructed release, which cause some frequent as stop fluids.
Try again.
أقرأها كمان مرة.
Yeah.
Okay. It is the commitment of brief stopping of the air stem weight obstructed release, which causes some friction as stop fluids.
Which causes some friction. Yeah.
Yes, this
Which
stop
causes some
fluids.
friction. So
Okay.
it's not a complete closure, is it?
Yes.
The closure is incomplete. It's partial. Yeah.
Actually.
Can you give examples
Like الفئة والجيم.
again?
Like
Again.
ship and ship. دكتور
Try,
احكي
try
لك
again.
مثال.
Okay, Daniel, can you give an example?
Yes, اللي هي مثل cheap
Again,
CH.
okay, right, right.
and
Yeah.
jeep,
Yeah, yes.
jeep,
Try again.
jeep, and cheap.
Sheep, yes. Sh sound.
Yeah, and jeep.
You mean j sound? J sound is not fricative.
No, Dr. Jeep.
The
There's no
sound.
G.
Like
In
rose.
pronunciation, there's no G.
The.
Oh, you mean
The
Z.
sound.
Z
Ja,
sound, that is okay. Sa is okay. What else?
few,
Okay. U sound?
view, and few, the sound and fast
Va and
sound.
fa. Okay. Va and fa. That's fine. Okay. Now, what's an affricate sound?
Can I decide?
Can
Yeah,
I?
is sir.
It's
What do
a
you mean by
consonant.
an affricate sound?
It's a consonant sound that began as a stop sound with a complete obstruction of the breath stream.
Again,
It's a consonant sound that began as a stop sound
that
with a complete
begins as a stop.
that begins as a stop sound with a complete obstruction of the breath stream.
So that's a stop then.
Yeah,
A
So an affricate
combination
is
of
a
two
stop.
sounds.
Can I?
Can I, doctor?
An affricate is
Can
what? A
I?
stop? An affricate is a
Yes.
different manner. It's not a
Yes,
stop,
doctor.
it's not simply a stop.
Can
Lena,
Dr.
Affricate, it includes the two manner of articulation,
two
complete
manners, okay?
closure and complete closure and partial closure.
Yeah, that's it. So an affricate sound is produced by having two manners. That's why it has two symbols joined together. So when we say ch sound, we have a t sound, which is a stop, followed immediately by fricative, sh or j.
Ja.
So we have ch and j, both of which begin with a stop, which is immediately followed by a fricative sound. So a j sound has the phonetic symbol da, which is a stop, followed immediately by ja, as in measure. So we get ja. That's an affricate sound. Cha begins with a t sound, which is also a stop, followed by a sh, fricative sound.
yes.
So an affricate then is a stop plus fricative.
Yes.
It's a stop plus fricative. English has two affricate sounds, which are,
Can I?
what are they?
Cha and ja.
Ch sound
Ja.
And ja.
and j. Okay. Right. We discussed silent letters, yeah? Now, what do you mean by transcription? We said that phonetics provides information about classification, description, and transcription of each individual speech sound. We need
Can I?
to master the the articulation. We need to master the articulation of each sound in order not to confuse words. Because if one sound is produced instead of another, then what would be the result? We would have a different form, a different word with a different meaning. Yeah, that's why every native speaker, every foreign language learner should have the ability to produce sounds accurately. Otherwise, misunderstanding arises. You'll be you'll be saying something totally different from what you mean to say. Okay, right. Uh, Sometimes then we have transcription. What do you mean by transcription of sounds
Can
or
I?
words?
Phonetic writings.
Yeah, it means phonetic writing or phonemic writing. We have
Advantage of phonetic.
we have two types. We have two types of transcription. One is broad, where we give phonemic phonemic information. The other is narrow transcription. Here we give more details. So if the sound has, if a certain phoneme has two sounds, for instance, clear and dark, here we use square brackets and use a tiled. So we write L, okay, then we write a tiled to make it dark. Without a tiled, it's clear. So here we provide more information. Now, why do we need transcription? I mean, what's so good about transcription? I mean, what? I mean, we already have spelling. Why learn new phonetic symbols? Why learn phonetic writing instead of spelling? Any reason why?
Yes, doctor.
Sorry.
Yes, doctor, because transcription it's key to pronunciation. Because English it is not a phonetics.
It's not a phonetic language. It's not systematic.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, doctor.
the spelling and pronunciation, the relationship between spelling and pronunciation in English is not systematic. It's not systematic for three reasons. It's not systematic, it's irregular because of three reasons. One is some letters are silent. Many letters, actually, the majority of letters. Most letters are silent. So we have a silent G. In the word sign, we have a silent G. In the word foreign, we have a silent G. In the word feign, Feign, the G is silent. In the word
Yes, doctor.
in the word
Like
poignant,
side or fight.
pardon,
Fight the G it's silent.
the
So,
G
fight. GH. Yeah.
the G
Because every symbol has only
we
one
can have the
pronunciation.
G or we can have single letters or combination of letters, letter combination. So in the word fight, in the words fight, light, might, the GH are silent.
All right.
Uh, so some letters are silent. Some letters have more than one sound each. That's why the word chemistry is mispronounced by some students, foreign language learners, as chemistry. Now, they don't know whether to pronounce it k, as in chemistry, or
or psychology, دكتور.
as in church,
character.
or character. Now the word church
دكتور.
has ch, but it's pronounced ch, while the word character has a k sound. So sometimes we don't know whether to pronounce it a k, a ch sound, a sh sound sometimes. So we speak of the cultural attache. That's a sh sound. It could, yeah, okay. It could be a
دكتور عندي
ch,
سؤال.
could be a k, it could be a ch, and it could be a sh, as in attache. Yes, or mustache. Mustache. That's a sh sound. Right. So
دكتور عندي سؤال.
some letters have more than one sound each. Some sounds are represented by more than one letter. That's another problem. Sometimes you hear a certain word and you don't know how to spell it. It's the other way around. So when we say
C
Caesar,
and C. Yes.
Caesar, how do you spell it?
C
Word
C
Caesar.
E A C E R
Again,
C E A C E R
Cea,
S S E R
Caesar. Is it AE or EI? Or EA?
E A.
It's AE.
Mm.
AE combined together. Caesar. CAE. Then you have SAR. Caesar. Caesar. Okay. The word keys. Now look at the same sound. E sound. Okay. Keys. How do you spell it?
K E
Can I?
Yes, Ibrahim.
K E Y S.
Okay,
keys.
fine. Ceiling. Ibrahim.
Ceiling.
Ceiling.
S E E L I N G.
Again.
S E E L I N G.
That's selling.
Can
That's
I?
selling. We need ceiling.
Can I, doctor?
Can
Yes,
I?
yeah.
Can I, دكتور?
ضياء.
مريح.
ضياء.
S
ضياء.
E
Then Marah. ضياء.
S E
Okay.
double L I N G.
What's that?
Ceiling.
Yes, and this is why we need to, pronounce words correctly in order not to be misunderstood. Now, what am I saying? Am I saying selling or ceiling?
Doctor with a letter. S A.
Just listen carefully. I'm saying ceiling.
Doctor, can I?
Ceiling.
Can I?
Yes,
Can I,
Salam.
دكتور?
CEILING.
Ceiling.
I.
And that's it.
Yes.
Ceiling. That's CEI. Right. Uh, how about the word sieve?
Can
Sieve.
I?
Can I?
Can I, doctor?
Can I, doctor?
Is that there?
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim, okay.
SEAVE.
I doubt it whether this is an English word, Ibrahim.
Doctor,
S
can I?
E A
Can I,
V
doctor?
E.
Non-English. I think non-English. Look it up in the dictionary, you won't find it there.
Can I,
Can I?
doctor?
Aisha.
SIEVE.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. SIEVE. Now, after the C, when we have the combination EI, the E comes first. So we say receive, CEI. deceive, CEI, receipt, CEI, ceiling, CEI. But in words like thief, THIE, thief, sieve, SIEVE. So there is a rule. After the C, use EI, not IE. Got it? That's to do with that's I think it's a watertight rule which governs the spelling of vowels that follow the C. So
Victor, excuse me, can you
after the
repeat the
C,
point?
after the C we have EI, ceiling, perceive, deceive, conceive, perceive, receipt. All these have EI. Yes. Do you have any questions or remarks?
Doctor, I have question.
Victor,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is that Muhammad?
Mohammed Darwish.
Yeah, Muhammad Darwish. Yes.
The question is, does the phonetics change with the pages of time? Did you got it?
That's a good question to ask. You mean you are asking about sound change? Yes.
Yes, doctor.
You are asking about sound change.
Yes,
Well,
doctor.
I mean, this is one of the main reasons. This is one of the main reasons why the relationship between spelling and pronunciation is inconsistent. It's irregular. It's the most chaotic. Why? Because pronunciation has changed drastically while spelling remained the same. It was kept intact. So the reason why we have silent letters is that in Old English or Middle English, they used to pronounce these words, these sounds. Nowadays, they don't. So the pronunciation has changed, but not spelling. Yeah.
Victor,
Of course, this happens in all languages. Now, in Arabic, for instance, uh, what happened to the qaf? Yeah, the qaf. How is it pronounced in urban dialects, Arabic dialects? In some urban dialects, it goes
Yes,
to
it's
a glottal stop. So instead of saying
it's a dictator, like
al,
Yeah.
sorry,
Al,
a.
al.
Yeah.
In some other dialects,
Yeah.
it changed to ka sound.
Cal or gal.
Yeah, ka sound. Yeah.
Yes.
In tribal dialects and rural dialects, in some tribal dialects, in every part of the Arab world, it has changed to what? Rain. So in Sudanese dialect, Kuwaiti dialect, they can't say qala, they say ghala, rain,
Yes.
rain.
Yes, dictator.
It's reported that somebody asked a man from Basra in Iraq, أصحيح أنكم تقلبون القاف غين؟ قال معاذ الله من غال لك هذا؟ So he said, من غال؟ من غال? In some Iraqi dialects, they change it to cha. Yeah, cha sound, believe it or not.
yes, Victor.
بدل
Uh,
الكاف.
they say, I've heard some Iraqis say echitla. Echitla for يعني اقتلهم. That's standard Arabic. They say ch. They use ch. Yeah, and of course, in some tribal dialects, they don't have the qaf. They say ga. They replace it by ga. So instead of saying qala, they say gal. So
Yes.
sound, I mean, language keeps changing at the level of phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. The meaning of words changes. So nowadays, for instance, in nowadays, what does Leban mean?
Yogurt.
It's
Yogurt.
yeah,
It means
yogurt.
yogurt, yeah.
Yeah.
But in
Yes.
in the glorious Quran, يخرج من بين دم etc. لبن سائغ للشاربين. What does leban here mean?
Milk.
Milk.
Yogurt.
Milk. I mean, 14
حليب.
centuries ago,
Halib, yeah.
the word leban used to mean milk. Nowadays it's different. What does meat mean in English?
لحم.
لحم.
Lahm. Now it's lahm. Few centuries ago, it used to refer to any kind of meat, any kind, food in general. It used to mean food. The meaning has been restricted, narrowed. Yeah. Uh,
دكتور,
yes.
can I ask? أنا مرح.
Marah, yes.
Okay. Is it transcription of the longest words in a similar language, or might it have errors? Like the longest word in English, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay.
Yeah.
When can I transcribe this word? I have some mistakes in it.
Well, I mean, now what's so good about we have so many longer words. I mean, we have anti-disestablishmentarianism. That's about 30 letters.
Yes.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Can you say it? Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That's one word.
So like
Honoring.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, it has a lot
There
of
there are so many
letters.
long words. I mean, we have
Yes.
honoriclicabilitudinitativus. That's another long word. Now, in transcription, there's no problem. I mean, because we this is what's so good about transcription. In
Yeah.
transcription, each phonetic symbol stands for one sound. So
Okay.
we write each sound is represented by one phonetic symbol. No more,
Yes.
no less.
Mhm.
No more, no less. This is why we are, so instead of guessing whether the sound is silent or not, instead of having a letter without knowing which sound it has, or how a certain sound is represented, in transcription, we have a one-to-one correspondence between the number of phonetic symbols and that of sounds. So if we
Yes,
have
doctor.
three phonetic symbols, it means three sounds. Four sounds, four phonetic symbols. So it's accurate.
Yes.
Every phonetic symbol stands for one sound.